Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back once again for another episode of CasualCraft with me. I'm your host RedRipz, Dreadlockcaster, Renegade Master, right here once again for another episode of CasualCraft with Heart of the Swarm. Now, today's game we have in the top left-hand corner today's brother from another mother, the evil Zerg player in this this matchup in the purple here in the top left-hand corner of Red City LE, the map, Avenger, who will be avenging things today. And in the bottom right corner we have our assist from another mister, today's hero who submitted this game to me. It's NinjaDuckBob. Woo, yeah. Protosing it up in the bottom bottom right hand corner of the map even. Now this isn't a ladder game, as you can probably tell by the colours, but they've obviously played it with a ladder map, so that's fine. I'm going to go with that. We've got opposite starting positions here, so they're going to have quite a nice long distance between the bases. It's all looking very good. So yeah, PvZ, another interesting matchup. After the last game with Bob, I'd expect another macro game, but we'll have to wait and see. You know, we'll see what he does. I mean, he's built the pylon straight away on the low ground, so that's good signs. You know, we're going to be getting some stuff down here, and then we've got this little bastard place here. But I mean, obviously this map isn't actually on ladder anymore. It's actually worth noting. It's got taken off at the end of last season, but that's all very tasty. Now I'm here today with my good friend Don Simon. I think it's actually Don Simone or Don Simone, but Don Simon is the head mafia don in I guess Hawaii. I don't know. Wherever Don Simon's from, he's the boss, and he makes good orange juice. So yeah, recommended. Sponsored by today's show. Well, that's very good. We've got Avenger taking his spawning pool first, and the gas just behind that. Looks like this drone's going to be going for a scout or a base. And he's turning to the right. We're going to have a base down here on the low ground. 16 hatchery behind the 15 pool that he had there. Very standard macro Zerg opening. Nothing weird and shit. We've got double gateways out at the front here for NinjaDuckBob. Meanwhile, he's looks like he's going 2 gateway, probably an expansion behind that. I'd imagine a forge at some point, since it's usually good to get a forge down to help defend these early expansions against Zerg pressure. But at this sort of gold platinum type level, it should be okay. If as long as Avenger doesn't spot this and react to it, of course. Now he is sending his overlord over. He doesn't know where his opponent is, so I guess they pre-arranged to be opposite positions or something like that. There's been no evidence of them trying to scout. Actually, no, we've had Bob wander up here before, didn't we? But yeah, there's been little evidence of them looking around too much elsewhere. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Now we're still not seeing expansion yet out of Bob. That's I guess next on the agenda. But we're going to be chrono boosting out the Zealot at the front here, getting a forge down behind that as well. And yeah, as I thought, we should be seeing a cannon here somewhere on the low ground, and just general holding this shit together from NinjaDuckBob here at the front. Meanwhile, Avenger's second's just about to finish up. He's getting his first set of lings out. He's got his queen moon down at the low ground. We should be seeing a second queen come out of this base as well. Yep, all very nice. We're also going to be getting speedlings coming out soon as well with the first 100 gas there. It's very nice. A little bit late on the 100, but it's all good. It's all good. I'd probably pull those out now unless you're actually looking to get some banelings out really soon. But we'll wait and see. Meanwhile, Avenger is going to be scouting out his opponent's base. He's going to see that there's a natural there, or at least expect there to be one. With that overlord, because well, obviously there's buildings down here already, so we should expect something like that. And also the fact that there's absolutely bugger on the main base. Now this is actually a really late gas, to be honest. I'm quite interested by this, but I guess if you're going this macro, you don't really need the early gas. He's not going to be getting out any early stalkers or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't really like the 2 gateway opening really. He's not even utilised them at all. He's built a single, 3 zealots there. Now he's actually going and just straight up kill the guy's queen. Well, here we are. Today I am completely on form with what's going on the map. So yeah, with that in mind, we've got NinjaDuckBob beating down Avenger's second base in his natural here now. We've got some lings coming out, but these aren't really going to be able to do much until they can sort of gather together and actually get a proper go around these zealots. Now, actually, looks like this second base could be falling here. We're seeing quite a lot of damage done to this now. Unless the lings can come over and stop this, it very much depends on what Bob does. If he decides to keep trying to target this down, and is it, oh yeah, we're going to see all the zealots fall, and we're not going to actually see this base fall here, and it doesn't look like Avenger is going to be clearing that up now. Right in front of NinjaDuckBob's sore eyes there as he's crying away the tears of being completely unable to take down that base. Well, that was a real shame. Meanwhile, we're seeing a simulator coming out in response to this lack of taking down the extraction, take down the expansion. So where we should be seeing some gas coming out of that. And that'll be going obviously into upgrades, and we're getting warp gate out before long as well. That should be going down any second now. Come on, dude, hit the warp gate button. Hit the warp gate. Hit the warp gate. Because you can have an X cores ready. Come on, man. Come on. Hit that Bob gate! Meanwhile, Avenger's sending down some Zerglings, so we're going to be seeing some sort of defence here. We do have a nice little wall in there with the probe as well on hold position next to the Zealot, and 2 cannons. This shouldn't be getting through anywhere. Even with Speedlings, these Zerglings should just run around, do a little bit of damage at the front, but mostly just die. So that's not really any worry, especially when we've got 3 Zealots out now. We are starting to see, we're seeing the warp gate start up now, also seeing the 1 ground weapons upgrade as well, which is good news there for NinjaDuckBob, jumping straight into the upgrades. No fanning around for this player, that's good to hear. Meanwhile, Avenger's gone and taken his 3rd base. This puts him slightly ahead on economy, I guess, but generally you want to be 1 base ahead as a Zerg player, and that's about right, really, for this stage of the game. So, I have to wait and see if NinjaDuckBob can pick up on this and maybe react to that in some kind of way. Now, he doesn't actually... He's aware of what's in his... He's not seen his opponent's main, so he doesn't really know what's going on, although he must know that there's spawning pool and stuff down, obviously, because of the Zerglings and Queen's presence. We're seeing more panels down at the back here, additional simulators as well out of NinjaDuckBob. And NinjaDuckBob, NDB, the man himself, will be macroing into the mid-game now, as we see additional robotics facility, 3 extra gateways coming down as well here, all looking very tasty. Now we're just going to jump back up to the top left corner of the map here. We're seeing the Overlord spread out here for Avenger. This is fine, as long as you don't do it too early, it's pretty fine. You just got to be aware that your opponent's likely to build some Phoenixes and just go and kill them. So really what you need to do is you need to try and get the speed upgrade usually before you spread out, except against Zergs, that's fine. Because they don't really have any anti-air. But against Protoss and Terran, you really want to try and keep them back until you've got the Overlord speed up. To be honest, I'd say anyway. I mean, it's not always relevant. Your opponent might not do that, but any opponent worth his salt will be like, well, I'll just build 1 Viking or 1 Phoenix and just send it around the map looking for these Overlord scouts, because you get so much vision off these, and if you can deny those, like, it's such a good thing for non-Zerg opponents to do. We're seeing the layer come down on the main base here of Avenger as well now. He's going to be getting some mid-tier tech out. This is good. He's not gone for the Baneling Nest behind that like I thought he might. He's actually just going to be, both players just stockpiling large amounts of gas and minerals. So I imagine there'll be, well, just seeing the Overlord tickled to death there by the sentry at the bottom of the map here. Yeah, I'd imagine they'll be getting out some more powerful, heavier tech units soon. Otherwise, we're just going to be stockpiling resources all day. Zerg will probably go into Mutalisks. Tends to be the switch at the moment. We've not really seen anything in the way of upgrades or anything though, so it does look like he's actually just likes collecting gas, I guess. And there goes the Spire. So we're seeing that. We're going to be seeing the first of hopefully 2 evolution chambers. I'm not sure. I mean, in higher level Zergs, as I say, it's less popular now to get the 2 evo chambers. You just go for the 1, and then get the and get a larger amount of units out early to help defend yourself. But considering it's gone a bit later, we've not seen a Baneling Nest out, and we've basically seen quite a got straight into Spire. And with this much gas out, I'd kind of like to have seen 2, and you can start getting the 2 upgrades on really quickly behind that. Meanwhile, Avenger's going to be having a look around. He's going to find this expansion here, which is great news for him, because it means that he's well on top of his opponent's expansions, and these troops are going to be pulled away from the front, I would imagine, if we just have to sit and watch this as the troops will be moving up there. And maybe we might see these Zerglings move in now once these have moved up. That would be really nice to see. Well, we just have to wait and see if Avenger can get that together there, because this front of the space is wide open now for a run by. And here we go with Avenger diving in through the middle, and it actually looks like, are you going to get through? Yes, it's going to get straight through into the main base here of NinjaDuckBob, and actually NinjaDuckBob's going to have to pull his troops back here. There's actually nothing in the main base to defend all this, so he's going to have to sit and try and kill as many of these probes as he can. If we just have a quick look at the units lost tab, I can find it. Yeah, we see 2 workers killed there for Avenger. They're not too much, but he's going to be taking 3, 4, 5, 6... Yeah, he's doing all sorts of damage here now. We really need to see these troops pulled back for NinjaDuckBob, really, to clear this up. Although actually with the last of the Zerglings going down there, that's not too bad. Although we're going to be seeing these Stargates pressured here. We're not actually going to see too much damage to them. We're losing more and more drones though, more and more probes though, which is really bad news for NinjaDuckBob, because with 12 workers down against Avenger now with him, it's really pretty bad. We've seen 16 workers die. This run by has been so successful. It's a real shame there for NinjaDuckBob. He couldn't just get a few troops back to try and defend this. A few Zealots would have dealt with most of that, and he's ended up just pulling his army away. Instead, he could have peeled some of these Zealots off, sent them back, warped in a few more, and then the rest of the army could have happily marched on up. You could have even force fielded the front of the base here to stop the Lings escaping, and then just gone to town on them. Meanwhile, of course, now Avenger does know that there is some... there are Stargates out, and that means probably we're going to have some Void Rays, because what the hell else do you build with Stargates really against Zerg? You just build a bunch of Void Rays, you press A, and you click on your opponent, and you win the game. And that's just what you do in well, certainly the lower leagues anyway. Once you can sort of get through the that stage of, oh my god, I don't have anything, and then suddenly have Void Rays, it's looking really good. Now, we're actually seeing some mutants coming out here from Avenger here on mass here. This is a good amount of mutants as well for this number of troops, really. If you can focus down all these sentries here, it's going to be really quite beautiful, actually, for Avenger there, as he's taking out all the sentries now. We're actually going to see the rest of this army cleared up here. I mean, he did lose his second base, which is bad news, but considering he's already got a third up already. It shouldn't actually be too much of a bother for him to just clear this up and then go on the counter-attack pretty much immediately. And to be honest, the best thing you could do is to go on the counter-attack immediately, because at this moment in time, NinjaDuckBob has absolutely sweet FA. He's got a single Void Ray sat at the front of his base doing bugger roll. We're seeing the Exodus of the Overlords here as well, and I'm not quite sure what that crack's about. And with these two Zealots here taking down that Extractor there as well, it's really unfortunate that Avenger's not quite on top of his micro there, because he could have had that cleared up and left the Extractor, but never mind, it's only 25 minerals plus a drone. So yeah, Avenger's going to be moving out once again out of his main base. He's going to be heading down to the bottom right hand corner of the map, trying to get some pressure here on NinjaDuckBob, who meanwhile has managed to get 3 Void Rays together and some Phoenixes. And we're also going to be seeing some Zealots coming on the floor as well to just generally support the army with the help of the Stalkers now. So this is a very good anti-air army. These should be very good at dealing with the Phoenix harass, the Mutant harass, which we're actually going to be seeing once again on the third base here of NinjaDuckBob here, as NinjaDuckBob doesn't have anything there to defend it quite yet, and we're going to see the army move over now, and we'll have to wait and see what this engagement can bring to us. Now, both players are actually on 0-0 with air units at the moment, so we're not going to be seeing anything too much to worry about there. And actually, with the first few units of Avenger dying there, he's decided to move back, and that's pretty sensible, I think. So it was 4 Phoenixes out, 3 Void Rays, and a whole bunch of Stalkers. That wasn't going to be good news for the very few meters that he had. But with more turning up, Avenger should be starting to be able to push out a little bit further. We're going to see some Corruptors down now as well. I just don't like Corruptors at all. I think they're completely useless, but that's my opinion. So what does that matter? You know. But yeah, I mean, I guess if your opponent's going massive amounts of anti, yeah, it's great. But the problem is with Void Rays against Corruptors, they absolutely go through Corruptors. You just press E and then go, oh, la la la, and the lasers just eat all that shit up, and there's just basically nothing left alive. To be honest, it's really nasty. And we're seeing all these Overlords down now. As the Overlord speed increase kicks in just in time for them to charge into their deaths there. We're going to have to be seeing some more Overlords here at Avenger if he wants to keep maxing out. Although actually with 50 supply under his supply cap at the moment, he's in a pretty good position there to do that. Meanwhile, he's getting a 4th base down now as well. And it looks like this third might actually be falling here. So there's actually bugger all here. Well, actually behind that, we're going to see quite a lot of stuff. We're going to see the Void Rays fall really, really quickly. So this isn't actually too bad. I haven't seen the flanking army of Avenger here now. I'd quite like to see the Corruptors sat on top as well, in the hope that some of the Stalkers might just try and target them down instead of the Mutalist, which is obviously the best thing you can do. Meanwhile, we need to see the Zealots going down, and perhaps the drones being pulled would be good, but it doesn't matter too much. We've not lost too many things. If we have a quick look at the workers killed. Oh, actually, wow, NinjaDuckBob's killed 36 workers now after the complete decimation of this second base, and then, well, pretty much the removal of all the drones from this base as well now. It's, oh, not all of them, about half of them. It's absolute decimation in terms of workers killed there for NinjaDuckBob. So he's 16 workers ahead in that sense, and he has actually killed a lot more of his opponent's army. But generally, Zergs are going to lose a lot more units because they build a lot more units, and they're all weaker, and Progress units are strong, and that's kind of it. So we're going to be seeing the huge Ling run by here on NinjaDuckBob's third base. The Phoenixes are going to be wandering around, taking out the Mutas as best they can, but with this sort of amount of anti-air going on, it's actually quite difficult. But to be honest, when they can't really catch up with the Phoenixes, the Phoenixes just sort of kite everything and it's fine, but to be honest, with this many Zerglings on the floor, it's actually really difficult for NinjaDuckBob to really do anything there. He needs more of a ground force or more of something to deal with the ground there. He's not really got anything. He is going to get out the shields upgrade level 1. He's not going for the ground armor level 1, but rather going for shields. So I wonder if we're going to see some Archons today. That'd be quite nice. Or possibly something along those lines. Meanwhile, we're going to be seeing the air armor level 1 coming out now, so that's cool. That should be finishing off before too long. We've got 1 air attack already, so we'll be seeing 1 air out of that player, and then also we're going to be seeing ground carapace 2 and air attacks 2 out of our Zerg player here. So yeah, generally going for defense upgrades for his ground and attacking upgrades for his air. Makes a lot of sense. I can understand that. Meanwhile, he does need to get some more drones down in this main base here. Really, I think he's just pulled them all out, hasn't he? Yeah, he's pulled them down. It was his third base is now fully saturated again, and our Zerg player is looking in a pretty strong position here, to be honest. Meanwhile, though, NinjaDuckBob is going to be pressuring this 4th base. We're actually probably going to see it fall, to be honest. I'm not sure these Lings are going to get there in time to stop this assault. I mean, we might lose the Stalkers in the process, but if we're going to have all the Lings just sitting there to do that, then really not much they can do there. And now, actually, with all this coming down here, we're going to be seeing the massive amount of Lings swarming around. We're going to see the Stalkers dying off gradually, but if we're getting surrounds as weak as this on, it's actually really difficult for the Lings. And to be honest, actually, we might be seeing all the Lings dying here. This is really, really bad. We need to be splitting those and sending them around the back, really, to get a proper surround on. And actually, with the Stalkers pulling forward there, we will be seeing the rest of them die as more Lings turn up to clear up this assault of NinjaDuckBob's. Before I can go too much further, and I like this out NinjaDuckBob. He's keeping on the pressure. He's taken out 2 bases one at a time, dealt with a whole load of drones and stuff, and was also a whole load of champion. And actually, mass zealoted the 3rd base here of Avenger here now as well. And Avenger's having a real difficult time dealing with this. He just keeps losing bases left, right, and centre, and it's a real problem for him. Although actually, with all his main tech being okay, as long as he can get the bases back down and keep the drones alive, he should be all right to continue the game. As if he keeps getting out his mutants, he keeps getting out his flyer attacks, he should be absolutely fine. The big issue here, really, for Avenger is just keeping his economy going. He needs to keep these bases down. and hopefully you should be able to. There we are, we're seeing another base come there, and I'd imagine another one down here as well whenever he catches out this drone that's sat there. And meanwhile, NinjaDuckBob's stuck on 2 bases still. He's going to have a little bit of a difficulty continuing this if he can't get out of that. But with Protoss units being really quite strong, you can build up these 2-base armies a little bit easier than a Zerg can. Especially when you can get a lot of Void Rays out, you can just sit there and go, oh, keep pressing E, moving around and enjoying all the damage. It's all very nice. Now, I quite like the Lings are going to catch this this little assault out here. It's we're not going to see, no, not quite. We're going to see hopefully the mutes might come in and maybe deal with a couple of these. But if the stalkers are there, it's not really the time to engage, and we need to try and regather our troops and see if we can get a good engagement out of this. Now, as NinjaDuckBob will be moving up the middle of the map once again. He's going to get his 3rd base down over here yet again, and we'll be seeing these. Few Lings cleared up here by the on-ground zealots, and I didn't really like that then because we basically assaulted one thing at a time. Lings first, then the mutas came in and most of them died, and now the corruptors coming in, and well, they're not actually going to die because the Void Rays have gone out, and with the Phoenixes flying around there, I'm not sure who's going to win that, to be honest, but with the Stalkers underneath, that should be okay, and I think we should be seeing most of these corruptors cleaned up now, as long as the Phoenixes are successfully microed away properly. And with that Phoenix there being on 1 health there, that's a lucky Phoenix, simply 1 hit away from destruction. That was quite a miracle really that it survived. But every Phoenix counts in this situation when it's the air battle to end all air battles. Now we're seeing a little bit of pressure here on the 4th base of Avenger here, a single Ling scouting that out and having a good look around. We're actually going to be seeing these Lings in front of Avenger's base played up here. So to be honest, he needs to keep making units and try and engage all at once really, rather than bit by bit, because if you're going in tit for tat like he is at the moment, he's just going to keep losing these units, and with all these corruptors dying as well now, there's really nothing very much left here for Avenger. He's throwing down the spine crawlers way too late here to be any effect, and we're actually going to see all these zealots just stomp all over this. There's really not much they can do about that, and Avenger's looking in a really precarious position here now as the zealots are going right into his main base, and actually they're not going to be targeting down, yeah, they're going to be targeting down the spine crawlers there, sorry, and it's just absolute chaos here in the front of Avenger's base here. Supplies dropping down to 60s, we see NinjaDuckBob accelerate into the 100s, and a whole bunch more stalkers coming out of the base, out of NinjaDuckBob's main base now. It's actually really difficult position here for Avenger here. He doesn't really have any particular economy left now. He's still behind on the workers killed count by a good 20 workers, and considering how many, if you have a look here, we've got just 39, oh actually I was going to say just 39 drones, but NinjaDuckBob's only got 41 of his own, so at the moment it's pretty even, to be honest, as far as economy goes. Although if with this amount of pressure that's coming up and the sheer number of forces coming out of NinjaDuckBob here, considering he's on double the supply of Avenger, it's looking really nasty for Avenger here, and I'll be really amazed if he can pull this off and take this game now. It's not looking like there's anything to do here. He's going to lose his hive, he's going to lose his spire, and yeah, I think this is looking really end game here for Avenger here now as his last queen falls in his main base, and the zealots and stalkers will be going through absolutely everything else there now. If we just have a little glance around, we're not really seeing anything much else, just seeing a few Lings come out here and there, not really enough of anything, and Avenger throws out the GG for another good game. So yeah, well that was another great little ZVP game. I quite liked what the way NinjaDuckBob kept on top of killing off the bases. He kept putting zealots in like different bases at a time and just hacking those things down, making sure they were low. Especially the work on this one, that early work he did there, although he didn't kill the base, he did enough damage to make it really easy to kill later, and that just basically put Avenger so far behind his economy that despite NinjaDuckBob really struggling to get up this 3rd base, and only just at the end managing to get up a 4th base, he remained okay on 2 bases despite his huge economy loss on his main, and essentially was able to take the game. So well, thanks again for watching. It's been another great game. I've been RedRipz, your Dreadlock caster, Renegade Master, all that shit that I keep saying, and I'm not entirely sure why. Yeah, thanks once again for watching. I will be back tomorrow with another game. I'm actually going to be playing some Amnesia Dark Descent, not Dark Descent, the new one, Pigs or something. Land of the Pigs, Bay of the Pigs, Night of the Living Pigs. I'm not sure. I'm going to be streaming some Amnesia tomorrow because new game coming out. I want to scare myself shitless. It's going to be great fun. I can't actually wait for that. And oh god, I've just seen the sheer amount of resources that our Zerg player had then. It would, to be honest, if he'd got a couple of macro hatches out and kept on top of those injects, he could have probably overwhelmed that last assault there. I hadn't seen quite how many resources he was on. But yeah, well, thanks once again to both players. Cheers again for NinjaDuckBob submitting the replay, and GG to both players. Thank you.